I've come to apologize. Well, not for everything, but still, I'm sorry. If anything were to happen to my boy, I'd never forgive myself. And truth be told, I'm worried for all of you. Please, may I come in? Robbie is out on tour. I know. I actually came to see you. I suppose you wonder why I care so much about the way my son lives. Well, when you've already forsaken so much what makes you you, you make sure that what's left is never taken, and try to keep your faith unshaken, so demons don't awaken. Might I request a drink? You know, back in 32, I was destined to be a principal. Had taught 12 years, made countless hearts and minds invincible. A simple dream that made me full, yet might as well ask for a miracle. 'Cause the board would say, Tina as teacher, you're one of a kind, but women aren't fit to run schools. Or, Tina, please tell us why you're so inclined to have to redesign all the rules. Or, you should be thankful that you're in this role, while you, like so many, could be out on the dole. Skip to 39, there was Patrick, William, and Robbie. Pat was my husband, worked in garments, had endless charm, but was always on the job. He rarely had a moment free, yet now and again there was harmony. We go to Coney and ride every ride. Robbie was usually too small. Still, I would take pride in the way that we tried to be a real family and all. Then we get home and oh, how it'll change. Pat's charm was in check, but his temper could range, 'cause part of him lived in a fantasy, always thinking his stocks would return. Every year closer to bankruptcy, despite my advice, he'd not learn. Plates started flying as the numbers ticked lower. Took up till 1940 to see the roaring 20s were over. Got to a place where any suggestion was met with the slap laid across the base. Sometimes William would take what I get. He redirect Pat, dash in front, and just pace. Finally one day it all came to a head. We shoved Will down some stairs, and right then he was. And as he had laid there so still, two things became clear to me. My children and God are the only things here for me. So that night I waited till Pat was asleep, packed her things, called a cab, and left, making less than a peep. So we fled to Brooklyn and joined a church where I did excellent student outreach. But to try to cover the bills plus the needs of a boisterous boy, it took 3 jobs plus overtime at each. sewing, cooking, and making bleach. In the Depression, it hardly paid to teach. And so I conclude with what I said back when I started. I make my son my life, 'cause mine had never charted. And if there's truth to be imparted, is that some dreams regardless will get discarded. Yes, some dreams regardless will get discarded. And so we control whatever we can to keep the scars hid. Some dreams regardless will get discarded. And so we control whatever we can to keep the scars hid. Some dreams regardless will get discarded. And so we control whatever we can